Hi and welcome back to my channel. So for today's video and flow, I have decided to do a heart opener flow. It'll be a lot of shoulders too, because we are going to be opening and widening our chest area using our shoulders for support, our arms. I didn't add too many back bends, so if you're not ready for those, you're definitely going to love this sequence. So let's get started. Today I have decided to start standing on the mat. We are going to start with a chest opener and pose. So we're going to take our arms just out to the side, and then we're going to take our right arm, raise it over our head, and then we're going to just press it down. Make sure you leave room for your head. You're not feeling any discomfort in your back, in your head, in your arms. You're just feeling a nice stretch kind of in your triceps and in your shoulders, opening them up. And then we're going to take our hand and then we're going to kind of pull it behind us, opening it up further, and then you're going to turn your head in the direction of your arm that is currently being stretched out. So I am working on my right arm, so I am facing my right arm direction. You do have like a placeholder for your arm, so it's like pretty comfortable pose. And then make sure you're keeping your back straight. You're not like arching, because I know this pose tends to make and create that feeling for you. So you're just keeping everything straight. And then release, and we're going to bring it around to our right side. Mountain pose with a twist, opening up our hearts, getting ready for the remainder of our flow. And then release, return back to center. We are going to repeat on the opposite side. So do the same on your left. You're going to take it, bend it over to feel that nice stretch in your tricep and in your shoulder. Just breathing here for a few breaths. And then release. You're going to take your hands into each other and then pull your left arm a little bit open and face your left direction. Feeling a deeper stretch in your shoulder. And then release. Open up to your left side, mountain pose with a twist. Placing your hand on your chest, on your heart. You can look up towards the sky. And release. Come back to the center. Bring your arms down. We're going to stretch our shoulders and our back a little bit. So I'm going to turn sideways so that you can see me. You're going to take your hands together. You're going to stretch them back. Opening up your chest. Letting forgiveness and gratitude enter your body. Releasing any tension you have. Breathing in and breathing out. Feeling that air and the wind on your skin, just being present in the moment. And then if you feel comfortable, you can slightly bend a little bit back. If you are not ready for this, you can definitely take your hands, place it on the small of your back, and bend slightly back so you're kind of holding yourself a little bit. So that's an option. Just go as far as you feel comfortable and that you're ready in the time being. And come back up. Slowly, don't rush to get up. And then just inhale a few moments. We're going to step into dancing triangle. So you're going to turn and face your toes to the front, kind of at a slight angle on your back leg, and then you're going to take your left hand, place it in front, and you're going to kind of bend back a little bit. So that's your dancing triangle right there. And then release. You're going to open up both of your legs into horse pose. Also could be called goddess. So you're open here, kind of in a deeper squat. Your back is neutral. There's no deep arch to protect from any injury. And then you're going to open up your arms into a T pose. Flex your hands. So kind of saying stop. Hold for a couple breaths. And then you're going to take your right hand and you're going to turn it through your body so you're facing your left side at the moment. Still in your squat. Still with your knees bent at a 90-degree angle. And then completely turn to your left side. We're going to step into chair pose. And then straighten your legs. We're going to hinge at our hips down into a standing forward fold. Make sure you're not rounding your back. You're keeping everything nice and set to prevent from any injuries. And then halfway lift, you're going to create a tabletop position with your back kind of neutral and flat. Place your hands on your shins and then release. Come back down into forward fold. Going to step back. You may jump as well if you wish into downward dog. Stretch out your calves. Walk them out. Feel a nice stretch. You can do a squat for a deeper stretch. Come up onto your toes. Do little body waves. Anything that makes your body feel comfortable, stretched out. Okay, and then we're going to come into plank and we're going to come down into chaturanga. So kind of push a little bit forward. Bend your elbows at a 90-degree angle. And then come into upward facing dog. You can modify into cobra. And then into downward dog. Once again, step walker jump into standing forward fold. And we're going to inhale as we come up into mountain. Ooh, that nice fresh air. And then we're going to repeat on the opposite side. We're going to come into dancing triangle. So step back with your right leg. Open it up at a slight angle. Straighten your left leg. Bring your right hand in front, your left hand back, and bend slightly in your back. So you're not fully back bending, you're kind of side bending on this. If the straight legs are too much, you can also do a dancing warrior. And then release. We're going to open up again into horse pose, bringing our hands out into a T, flexing our hands into that stop sign, bringing our shoulders down and back, releasing any tension that we have. And then take your left arm and bring it around so you're facing with your stop hands in your right direction. And then release, come into chair pose on this side now. So a little bit of a squat in your legs. Your arms are up towards the sky. And release, straighten your legs into standing forward fold. If the standing forward fold is too much with straight legs, you can definitely have a bend in your knees so that you can work towards flexibility. Eventually you will get there. Okay, and then we're going to step back into downward facing dog. Walk out one more time your calves. Perhaps you're feeling a little bit more stretchy now. Again, a squat. Body waves. And step walker jump into standing forward fold. Inhale, come to mountain. And release. Again, exhale as we forward fold. We're going to come back down to downward facing dog. And then lift your right leg up towards the sky into three-legged dog. Bend it back. This will be a stacked three-legged dog. Make sure you are not rotating towards the side that your leg is falling over into. You're keeping your shoulders open, your body's facing straight forward. And then straighten it and bring it through in between your hands into runner's lunge. And then staying in this pose, we're going to lift. So inhale and bring your hands up towards the sky. Open up, twist to your right side, so you're facing your right side and your arms are open in a T pose. And return back to face the front with your arms up towards the sky. And then bring your hands back and kind of bend a little bit forward. From here, bring your hands down, take your knee to the ground, and we're going to come into half hero pose. So we're going to come down to the mat. You're going to bring your hips back and just sit down, keeping your left leg bent and back on the mat. So you're kind of sitting like this. And just bring your hands up. And down. And then come into easy pose. So we're just going to sit down on the mat, all relaxed, nothing too hard or difficult. Just breathe here for a few moments. And then inhale and bring your hands up towards the sky. You can put them in prayer pose. You can clasp them together. And then keeping your left arm up towards the sky, you're going to bring your right down and we're going to bend to the side to feel that extra stretch in our side as we continue to open up our heart here in this pose. If coming down onto your forearm feels a little bit too much, you're welcome to just stay on your fingertips and your hands. And then eventually work down to coming down onto your forearm. And release, bring both arms up towards the sky once more. And this time we're going to repeat on the opposite side. So you are going to bring your left arm down towards the mat, keeping your right arm towards the sky, and just bending, kind of walking out your hand to bend to the side, to feel a nice side stretch. And release, bring your arms into a T, out, and bring them down. And now let's repeat on the opposite side. So you're going to come back down into plank. So come into plank, we're going to come down into chaturanga. Upward dog. Downward facing dog. Again, walk out your calves. And then we're going to lift your left leg up now. So lift your leg up and bend it over. For that extra stretch, you might feel an extra stretch in your calf since you are having all your weight on one leg this time. And then straighten and bring it through in between your hands for runner's lunge. And then inhale as you come up, bring your hands up towards the sky, opening up your chest, opening up your heart. And then twist and open up to your left side this time. Straighten out your hands, your arms into a T. Make sure your shoulders are away from your ears, they're not rising up. Release any tension you have. And bring your hands up again, facing forward. And bring them down and through and back. Bending slightly forward, keeping that 90-degree angle in your knee. And come down, bring your knee down to the ground. We're going to come into half hero pose again on this side. So again, your right leg is bent while your left is straight. And you're just breathing here for a few moments. And then you are going to also bend your left leg, but it's going to stay upright. So we're kind of in this bound position. I'm going to stay forward here for you guys so you could see me. So it's going to be a lot in your hip. One side will definitely feel a lot better than your other, depending on your flexibility. So you're kind of in this bound position. You're going to kind of rotate, tug your knee into your body, and just kind of open up. You could take your left hand and kind of put it behind your back and face the sky. It's a great shoulder opener, great for your hips. Okay, and then from this pose, we're going to stretch out our left. We're going to keep this leg in front, our left leg in front, place it kind of in a 90-degree angle, and come into pigeon. So you're straightening your right leg behind you, and you're in pigeon pose. If the 90-degree angle is too much, you could totally just bring it closer to your body. And we're going to do a couple bends forward, inhaling and exhaling. So you're going to exhale as you fold. And inhale as you come up. Exhale. You'll feel a deeper stretch as you exhale and come down onto your leg. And inhale as you come up. You can sit here for a moment. And then you're going to release. You're going to bring your right leg back around, bend at your knee, just place it kind of right in front, and you're going to take your left leg into half hero pose this time. So you're kind of just twisting around, and we're back where we started, but on the opposite side. I'm just going to turn to face you guys to show you what pose I'm in. And you're going to, again, do a twist, open up your heart to the side. Let me take your right hand and kind of do a little bound at your back. You can place your gaze up towards the sky, forward, however you feel comfortable. You don't even have to wrap your hand around. You can just kind of place it next to you. Hold your leg with both hands. This side definitely feels a lot better for me. So you might also find that one side is a little bit more stretchy and flexible than the other. And then from here, we're going to come into our pigeon pose on the opposite side. So I'm just going to rotate back to my mat. And then you're going to put your right leg this time kind of at a 90-degree angle. Straighten your left leg back. And again, you're going to inhale and exhale as you hinge forward at your hips, down on your leg. So from here, you're going to exhale as you come down towards your leg. And inhale. And exhale. And inhale to come back up. And then let's exhale one more time to kind of feel that nice stretch in our hip. And come up as you inhale. Okay, beautiful. So we're going to bring our back leg back to us again, and we're going to sit in hero pose. So this time, both of your knees are bent, kind of leaving that spacing between your legs. Just like this. It might be a little bit too much on your knees. If so, you can just definitely come up onto your legs. Yeah, it'll be like a nice quad stretch, so let's sit here for a couple breaths. Remember, keep your back straight, your shoulders away from your ears. And then we're going to come up onto our toe squat. So tuck your toes, you're going to sit down on them. And this is going to prep us to come into camel pose. So let's just stretch out our feet a little bit. This is a really nice and relaxing pose. Our feet are really overlooked in a lot of exercises, and we do a lot with our feet and our legs. Walk all day, stand. We have to thank them for allowing us to do all of this nice stuff that we do today. So we're just going to stretch our soles out, our toes. It's really nice. And then kind of hinge a little forward and untuck your toes. Come up into a kneeling position. So we're going to bend down back into a camel pose. This is a good heart opener position since you're opening up your chest and allowing your heart to open up to receive gratitude, love, forgiveness. Depending on what level you are at, you may just place your hands on the back of your back and kind of bend a little bit back. Making sure your legs stay in one line with your knees. You can also do a half camel, so take your left hand to your leg and open up. Release and repeat on the opposite side. And then if you were ready for it, we can definitely come into complete camel pose. So you're going to bend back and grab both of your feet and bend back. Your gaze is a little bit back, making sure your quads are in line with your toes. You're kind of pushing your hips forward. And release to come back up. We're gonna come back into child's pose to kind of neutralize ourselves. Because bending back, you can lose your anything too quickly right after. Okay, so just for a couple breaths, we're going to be in this pose. Just inhale and exhale. And come back up. With your knees and your legs together, we're going to do thread the needle. So it's a great beginning opening, like chest pose. So just kind of come up into tabletop position. We're going to lift your right hand up towards the sky, opening up your chest, and bring it through in between your hand and your leg. Straighten out your arm, and to thread the needle. Your head is on the mat, resting. Your shoulder is feeling a nice stretch. And release. You're going to come up into tabletop, and then you're going to come into half circles. So staying on this side, you're going to straighten your right leg out, opening up to your right side, bringing your right arm over your head, making sure your shoulder and your wrist are in one line, and just feeling that nice side stretch. And then come into half bow pose. So you're going to stay kneeling, and on your knee, you're going to grab your right foot with your right hand and just bring it up. So it's kind of like tiger pose, but you're staying on the same side. And release back into tabletop position. We're going to repeat on the opposite side. So you're going to this time lift your left arm up towards the sky, opening up your chest, and taking it through in between your hand and your leg to thread the needle. Placing your head down on the mat. Your shoulders feeling a nice stretch. Just breathe in and breathe out. And one more breath. Inhale. And exhale. We're going to release and come back up into tabletop position and into half circle. So from here, you're going to straighten your left leg back. Bring your left arm over your head, staying on your knee into half circle pose. Such a beautiful, graceful pose. Make sure your shoulder and your wrist are one on top of the other. And release. We're going to come into half bow pose in a kneeling position. So grabbing your left leg with your left arm, you're going to extend. So this is kind of a beginning half bow pose, kind of to get that feeling of how to grasp your leg with your hand. Again, keeping your shoulder and your wrist in one line. This is great for your balance too, for your core. I do feel myself shaking, which is a good sign. I need to practice. And we're going to release and come into puppy pose to stretch our shoulders out, because we did do a lot of work for our shoulders. So you're kind of in a kneeling position and bringing your chin down on the mat. Your arms are out in front of you. You're feeling that nice stretch in your shoulder. For more advanced, you can place a block under your chin. That will be a deeper stretch for your shoulders. But if you're not ready for that, you can definitely stretch in this pose. This is pretty good. I love this pose. Good for your shoulders. And release. We're going to come into seated position, into a bound angle pose. So kind of like also like a butterfly. And we'll sit a little sideways so that you can kind of see a little bit better. So bound angle, your soles of your feet are together. And if they're not just like mine, super close, don't worry about that. You will get there. I'm just really weird and I have like absolutely no feeling in this like area. Like I feel no stretch at all here, very minimal. So if you're like right here, you can definitely work, bring one leg closer, like at a time, each session that you practice. Make sure your back is straight, your shoulders are away from your ears. You can hold your feet, you can place your hands on your knees, on your legs, out in front of you, however you feel comfortable. And then from here, we are going to open up to the side. So you're going to place your right hand on your left leg and open up your left hand to your left side. And then from here, we're going to straighten our left leg, keeping our right bent. So we're going to come into kind of like a half, like a bend. So place your left hand on the inside of your left leg, and you're going to bend over to the side again with your side stretch. You can reach for your leg, your knee. However advanced you are, totally welcome to modify however feels best for you. And then release, bring your right hand back over and down. Come back into bound angle. We're going to repeat on the opposite side. So just a few breaths here in this neutral pose to reset ourselves. You're going to open up this time to your right side. So you're going to take your left, place it on your right leg, open up your arm to your right side, making sure your back stays straight. And then from here, we're going to straighten our right leg out, keeping our left bent. And we're going to bring our right hand into the inside of our right leg. And for a nice stretch, nice side stretch, just kind of come over your leg. You can reach for your leg if possible, your knee. If the side stretch is too intense for you, you can definitely just face your leg. It won't be really a side stretch, but if you're really feeling it in your leg, this may be a good starting point for you. Or you can just place your hand the inside of your leg and not take your hand over. However, you are ready in your practice to move in this pose. And we're going to take one more breath. And release, come back up into easy pose. And then we're going to lay down on your back, the best part of any class, where you get to start to relax even more. And vertebrae by vertebrae, you're going to come down onto your back. We're going to do bridges, and then we have corpse pose left, also known as Shavasana. So from here, your knees are bent, your feet are flat on the ground. We're going to inhale and we're going to lift our hips up towards the sky, and we're going to bring our hands over our head, and then as we come down, we're going to bring them down by our sides. And we're also going to incorporate breathing. As we inhale, we're going to lift. As we exhale, we're going to come back down. So let's do this for a few moments. So we're going to inhale as we lift into bridge. Bring our arms up over our head, and remember to tuck your neck to prevent any injuries from occurring. Just hold here for a few breaths. And release. Bring your hands back down to the ground by your sides. Let's do it a couple more times. So inhale. As you lift your hips, your arms come up over by your head, tucking your neck into your chest, making sure your legs are rotating inward. And release. And one more time. Inhale. Tuck your neck and then just kind of squeeze your glutes together. And let's just do a quick full body stretch. Stretch out your legs. Inhale and bring your arms over your head. Just stretch out. And bring it by your sides for Shavasana. In this pose, you can stay for as long as you like. This is your time for relaxing, meditating, thanking yourself for being here, and opening up your heart to this yoga flow, opening your heart for gratitude, for forgiveness, and for love. Thank you for joining me here today on the mat. I hope you enjoyed this yoga flow. If you did, you can definitely leave me any comments, any feedback for any of the videos and any of the classes. Subscribe to my channel for more videos just like this one. And I hope to see you soon back on the mat. Do not feel rushed to get up from this pose. Take as long as you need.